Let's talk about books that I would recommend to my mother, who has a very specific and picky reading taste. She reads a ton, but she's quite picky and she doesn't love fantasy, horror, thriller. She's more of a literature fiction kind of gal. So I would recommend anything by Sally Rooney, but Intermezzo for sure, given that it's her most recent. My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. This is very, very much her style, her taste, and I think she would really enjoy this. I probably actually need to write this one down or text her about it soon. The Husbands by Holly Gramazio. I think I have recommended this one to her. It's fun, it's absurdist, it's low stakes literary fiction, and I just think she'd get a kick out of it. I've already gotten her to read Beartown, so then I would recommend A Man Called Uve by Frederick Bachman. I don't know if I say his name right. Blue Sisters by Coco Malors, I think is something that she would enjoy. It's very much those generational tales, sisterhood, and really very literature fiction reflective. The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. Now this is horror, but I think it's more literary horror. It's not like jump scare gory, and I think she'd really enjoy this. She's very much into history as well, so I think she'd like this one. On a more real horror element, I would recommend The Last House on Needless Street. You got to go into this one blind, but I think the ending really surprises people and it ends up not being gory jump scare horror after all. I would also recommend Middle of the Night by Riley Sager because of the fact that it is also not jump scare, gory, horror, ghosts, anything like that. This is much more literary thriller masked as horror. I think she's read this one too, but Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. This one's funny. It's a cute little whodunit. I really enjoyed it. And then The Overnight Guest by Heather Gudenkopf is another one that I'd recommend. This is definitely more on the traditional thriller side, but I think it's a very claustrophobic setting. And Heather Gudenkopf is actually from the town that my mom lives in now, so I would recommend it to her because of that. I would also recommend Our Wives Under the Sea and Private Rights by Julia Armfield. This one's definitely more body horror, but I think it's very, very reflective. And this one is more apocalyptic literary fiction, and I think she'd enjoy this. I would definitely recommend Ripe to her, especially to try to get her into your girl lit fic. I really enjoy this one, and I think it's kind of a good gateway into that genre, as well as The Center, but I don't have that one as a physical copy. And then lastly, I would recommend Lady Macbeth, because this is a very interesting retelling. I think she's read Shakespeare, or at least she knows about Macbeth, so I think she would enjoy this feminist version of it.